Right, this week should have been Payday Projects Part 16, and it was my intention to show you the Motone polished front indicator clamps, because if you remember from one of the earlier episodes, I just fitted them using the rectifier bracket because we needed to lower the headlamp before I could actually use the polish brackets that we intended to use. Now, unfortunately, I spent best part of a day filming this, and then when it came to me downloading the information from the card, some of the files were corrupted. And so I'm not able to show you much more than half of the process, which isn't an awful lot of use. Time was a pressing issue, and I simply didn't have time to swap the card and refilm it, so I've had to abandon this as a bad job. Hopefully we'll get that Payday Projects Part 16 up next week. Once again, really sorry about that. It's just one of those things. I know it happens to other YouTubers. So far it's never happened to me until today. So what I've decided to do today is show you the new channel headquarters. As I'm sure you'll be aware, we were at this all last week. As I'd explained before, the channel had sort of outgrown my house, and it had got to the point where I needed a dedicated room in the house purely for administration and editing of the channel. Now, this entire thing has been done on a very small budget. I was able to save quite a bit of money on paint and gloss work, that kind of thing, because we just reused stuff that we had left over from previous projects in the house. And the display units themselves were things that we had sitting in the spare bedroom that weren't being used, so they've been pressed into service too. But I still needed a desk because I didn't have one, and we definitely needed a new carpet because the one that was down was way past its best. And a few other little bits and pieces like a clothes rack to hang all my bike gear on, curtains, new light fittings, that kind of thing. But surprisingly, we managed to do the whole thing on less than £200. And to that end, I would like to say a big thank you to my patrons, because where creation of this office was concerned, I've known about it for some time. I knew that we're going to have to do this, and it has partly been funded by pledges from my patrons. So I would like to say thank you to Anders Lilja, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Terry Hort, Karen Rice, John Mark Veazey, Kyle Nicol, Peter Jackson, Lauren Jalbert Simard, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, Scott Old, and Phil Redman. A big thank you to all of you. You certainly made this project a lot easier than it would have been. Now, this headquarters or office, whatever you want to call it, is where I now keep all my biking paraphernalia that isn't kept in the garage. So all my bike clothing, helmets, that kind of thing. My camera equipment, obviously my laptop for editing and general channel administration, and all items that I have in stock for future reviews, and of course some items from previous reviews. And it's also given me the opportunity to put on display my rather unique and ever-growing collection of petrol caps. Now, this is going to take a bit of getting used to, but it is a great feeling having more or less everything in one place so I can get my hands on it when I need to. And because nearly everything's on display as well, it stops me forgetting about things that I haven't reviewed yet, which has happened a few times. It's now in service, but it does need a few finishing touches. I'm going to have to look at getting some sort of pictures or photographs or whatever for the wall, and I need a clock, which are things that I can do over time, but certainly for now it's up and running. So service should resume as normal from now on. Now, I'm sorry this video is only a short one. As I've said, it's down to circumstances that were beyond my control. I'm going to be back on Friday where we'll be looking at an LED headlamp conversion that will cover most of the water-cooled twins. And I'm quite excited about this one because it has a lot of advantages over the halogen lighting systems. So until then, please ride carefully and I'll see you soon.